Make a run for it. Okay. Yep. Somebody's got to do it. Hi. Thank you.
Located at 5 East Battery across from the Charleston Harbor, the Palmer home, also known as the Pink Palace, is one of Charleston's most renowned homes. Open to the public in 1977, it is also the private residence of third-generation owner Frances Palmer. She and her dedicated staff welcome guests year-round, sharing the home's story with all visitors.
I'm looking forward to the walkthrough. I have, at best, a cursory knowledge about the house. I've done the walkthrough once before, but nobody really gave me the full business.
Well, so I will give you the tour today.
I am looking forward to it.
You would start in the drawing room.
Okay.
So that's where we'll start.
I'm here in downtown Charleston, South Carolina at the Palmer House, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by Meredith Hutchins, who is the manager of the Palmer House.
So the Palmer home was built in 1849 by John C. Ravenel.
Okay.
He was a rice plantation owner in Monk's Corner, and he actually had this built as his second home.
So he's only here part of the year?
Yes, 6 months out of the year.
How luxurious.
So this was where all his town dealings would have been, where he would come to entertain and be entertained.
Okay.
He was also the head of the South Carolina Railroad at that time. So it's in his family until 1949, from 1849 to 1949, so for 100 years. And then Dr. Joe Sam Palmer bought it in 1949.
Was that familial? Is that a relative to the Ravenel family or similar?
It ended up with the Porcher sisters, who were cousins to the Ravenels, and then their cousin, Dr. Joe Sam Palmer, bought it in 1949.
I knew I had heard about the Palmer House, and at least it was third generational as Palmers, and then it went back.
Correct,
so that's how the link came about. Okay.
So that's where Dr. Joe Sam Palmer came into view. So he had the home. It was then transferred down to his son, Dr. Joe Sam Palmer Jr., who was a dentist in the area, and he was called the ambassador of Charleston, the goodwill ambassador of Charleston. He would always greet people out on the porch and invite them into the home.
Nice.
And now his youngest daughter, Frances, is the one that owns it.
And also a bit of an ambassador, I noticed.
Yes.
She's very welcoming anytime that I have gotten to come through here every once and again. That is based on having a lovely porch and being very accommodating,
Exactly.
I noticed, to people around town.
Exactly. So she runs it as a bed and breakfast, but it is still her private home as well. So the Palmer family still uses this as
a private residence?
Exactly.
Is that how it goes in the room? So we came from the first floor, that's where the private residence, and now we are on the second floor, which is part of the bed and breakfast?
Yes, common area, part of the bed and breakfast. You'll see the Palmers up here a good bit, always having get-togethers.
All things festive. And we had come hoping to really get a look at some of the art and some of the, obviously, the furnishings that are dated to the home as well.
Right, right. Well, let's start with the Salome and John the Baptiste. This is an Italian Renaissance painting. Dr. Joe Sam Palmer, Frances's grandfather, bought this and put it in the home at the time of purchase. So he had it in the 1950s.
Wow.
But obviously it dates back way farther than that. And you can make out John the Baptist's head at the very bottom there.
Oh, she had called for it at the behest of some sort of, she's leading and decided she had a call for a head? That's why this is okay.
Exactly. So the Salome and John the Baptiste. And you can also see a bullet hole
I
in
was
the
going
right
to ask,
sleeve.
from the house or from before they bought the painting?
Well, it's a story that all the guests ask about, but...
Why there's a bullet hole in your painting?
Exactly.
That's a reasonable question.
But it's a story that Frances's grandparents would never disclose. So
it did happen here in the home? Maybe. It maybe happened here?
That's all up to
I like
fireworks
to have a little...
with them.
Well, hi there.
Hey there.
Hi, I'm close this up behind me. It's nice to meet you. My name's Mariah.
Thanks for coming by. Michael.
Michael, I know I saw it out front on that sign, because this might be a new gallery.
You got it.
This is true? So this is the space that you've newly appropriated?
Yes, I just opened June 9th was the grand opening.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't too long ago.
Yep.
Well, let me see at least the way down. So
Right.
I realize that you're a photographer, as it were, but this gallery will be for everyone?
Right. Just the initial show was going to be my work, was the idea.
Okay.
I had obviously plenty of things available to show.
Well, it turns out if you're going to have to put some things on a wall, it might as well be yours?
Right. I have some other shows coming up that are already planned for watercolor, oil painting, pretty much
Nice.
any style.
This is your spot, and you're from Charleston, or you're from somewhere else originally?
I'm originally from Lexington, South Carolina.
So tell me any more about this venture. If this is your new space, your new project, what
Right.
else do you intend to do?
Long term, like I said, I like to have other artists eventually come in. I use it as a mixed space. I use it for a studio as well.
You are for hire. I've seen some of your
Right.
work with weddings.
Right.
And I don't know, that doesn't seem to be around here, so you do all sorts of other stuff, but that's somebody, you're always available?
Yep, I'm available for any freelance work in the area. I travel pretty much all over the country to do any freelance work.
Couldn't even once you done. I moseyed through. I was on your website checking
Right.
out some of your wedding photos
Okay.
that were beautiful.
Gotcha.
And so yeah, I would steal your time if it was available.
Yep.
But we can walk around at least and take
Yeah.
a little bit of look, so I
Yep.
can see what else you got.
Right.
What was the space before?
It was an office for a real estate company, and they just moved next door.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now this way.
Yep. We had a landscape from Kiowa, which is always a nice scene. And then obviously I studied architecture and preservation, so my eye is usually drawn towards that when I'm walking around downtown. So this would have 10 and 10.5 Legree Street. So you got some of the old original paint still there. So there's some nice, Corinthian detailing on Wentworth Street. And then, I like to try to mix it up and not have so much in one style as the architecture or landscapes, where I go into a little more abstract kind of work.
I would have almost guessed two very separate artists featured on your wall, but I realize these are all you for right now.
And the first question I usually get when you come in, people I think generally get drawn to the birds. In this picture, they ask me if these are photos at all. They usually just assume they're paintings.
That does look. It looks like you touched it with watercolor or something instead.
Right.
No, they're very interesting. So you make the differentiation that you do, Charleston, in a lot of your time, and then to the other wall.
It's a fast half-hour look at artwork, featured artists, the fabulous folks on the scene, and in some of Charleston's most interesting art galleries.
Yeah, that was great. One more time, please.
Hi, this is Mariah Sweezey,
Skimp on the mustard.
Shimmering, indelible star of the Broadway smash musical The Lion King.
It's pastrami.
And you're invited to join Brookshire and me as we go art walking to appreciate visual arts and...
Wait. I'm sorry. What was that again?
What was what?
Read that back.
I'm Mariah Sweezey.
After that.
Join Brookshire and me.
Wouldn't that be Brookshire and I?
No, it's me.
You sure? How do you know?
'Cause I've passed English every time. Who are you talking to in there?
The androgynous new intern here. What's your name, Sugar? Kenny. Anyway, how do you spell pastrami?
There's 2 A's and 1 I.
All right, Kenny, that's P-A-A strami. And tell him not to skimp on the mustard this time. Listen, let's take this from the top.
Hi, this is Mariah Sweezey.